and we'll have more on that story at 1 o'clock. Now, a host of stars, family and hundreds of members of the public are paying their final respects to Scottish entertainer Jimmy Logan. The funeral of the veteran performer is taking place this lunchtime at Glasgow Cathedral. Shireen Nanjiani is there and we can cross to her now. Shireen.
Sarah, well, the very fact that this funeral is being held here at Glasgow Cathedral is a testament to the huge affection the people of Scotland had for Jimmy Logan. His coffin was brought into the cathedral shortly after 11 this morning. The family arrived a short time ago, including his sister Annie Ross, the jazz singer. The family requested no flowers at the funeral and said people can make donations to Jimmy's cancer charity, for which he worked so hard, even through his own illness. Members of the public too have turned up to say their own goodbyes. For many of them, Jimmy Logan's been part of their lives for as long as they can remember, going to see him on stage in Scotland's theatres, raising money for charity, always with a laugh and a joke when he was out and about. Well, Jimmy Logan, of course, will always be remembered as one of Scotland's showbiz greats. Many of his contemporaries and those who drew their inspiration from him arrived a short time ago, among them Stanley Baxter, who performed with him in the early days, Ricky Fulton, and Billy Connolly, who's said to have been inspired to go into comedy by Jimmy Logan.
Shireen, what do we know anything about the service itself?
We do, Sarah. I have the order of service here. While it's a formal affair, it also has many personal touches. The service itself is being led by Jimmy's cousin, the Reverend Lawrence Twaddle. His nephew will be delivering a reading, as will his sister Heather. The blessing will be sung by Fiona Kennedy, and Alistair Gillis will be performing a song written by Jimmy Logan himself. Billy Connolly will be delivering the tribute, so although it's a sad occasion, there'll also be laughter too, and I think that's how Jimmy Logan would like it to have been. I'll be back in Scotland today at 1 o'clock when Angus Simpson will have a special report looking back at the life and work of Jimmy Logan. But for now, it's back to the studio.
Thanks very much, Shireen. And we have our own tribute to Jimmy Logan running on our website. We take a look back on his life and work and how he refused to back down to illness, giving so much back to other cancer sufferers. And Scottish Television is screening a special programme on this channel.
The funeral of veteran Scottish entertainer Jimmy Logan, who died last week, is underway at Glasgow Cathedral. His family, his close friends and a fair number of his fans have gathered to mourn his passing and celebrate his life. Shireen Nanjiani joins us now from Glasgow Cathedral. Hello, Shireen.
Hi Becky, well the funeral started a short time ago and I have to say I think Jimmy would have approved. His family have been very closely involved. His cousin is leading the service, his nephew and his sister Heather are both going to speak, and people from the world of show business taking part too. Alistair Gillis will be performing a song written by Jimmy Logan, and Billy Connolly will be saying a few words too. So I think today very much laughter as well as tears. Here's Matt Bingham.
A show business legend takes centre stage for the last time. His friends are there from a stage career that spanned more than 6 decades, many of them familiar faces.
I can't believe he's gone. And when he did, he came out to our sister Lily's funeral. She died quite suddenly. It's actually 3 years ago, in a couple of days' time. And he came out and he was with us and comforted us, and he was wonderful.
In life, Jimmy Logan brought laughter to millions. Today, those who've gathered to pay tribute remember that.
I've watched him for I've been very young. I'm 80 years old, and I thought he was a great personality. He's got something in Scotland here for him. Don't miss him. He's a great person.
Well, I used to go to see him regularly, him and his mother and father on the stage. They're great people, great actor. He's a good comedian. Be well missed.
Oh, remember all his shows and everything. Just everything. He was a great man.
Oh, I remember his jokes, his coat and all that, his swag, his Harry Lauder and all that, you know. He was always dead funny, you know. He was a nice guy, you know. We'll miss him.
I don't think we'll ever see the likes of him again.
Scotland has lost a much-loved entertainer. Today's service is one of mixed emotions for all. Sadness that he has gone, but joy that he was able to bring happiness to so many people for so long.
Matt Bingham there, and I can tell you some of the people you saw in that report have actually now gone into Glasgow Cathedral to join the other mourners. My colleague Angus Simpson was a close friend of Jimmy Logan, and here is his own personal tribute.
Jimmy Logan OBE, the man known to his friends and fellow performers as Mr. Show Business, and few men have ever deserved the title more. Born in the proverbial trunk, he started performing with a family concert party at the age of 7. For the next 66 years, he enjoyed triumph after triumph as comedian, singer, manager, producer and straight actor. He played pantomime dame with the same ease as playing Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman.
And I'm desperate to... You know, I've always been meaning to ask you, can you walk yet? Sure, but not in front of them. They'd have you walking all day.
I took myself very seriously as a straight actor, you see, and Jimmy, of course, had come from the metropolitan Wells Street, where everything was ad-lib, ad-lib, ad-lib. They sometimes didn't even know, you tell me, they didn't even know sometimes how a sketch was going to finish. And I said, didn't know how it was going to finish, because I was strictly a script man, you see.
The man who had millions laughing in his countless television appearances also made them cry in a performance of The Entertainer that even put Sir Laurence Olivier in the shade. Among his greatest successes was his tribute to his own hero, Sir Harry Lauder, a show that toured the world and won Jimmy Logan legions of new fans.
Saved by my side when the sun has gone to rest. That's the time that I love best.
But it wasn't all plain sailing. He made and lost a fortune for his love of the theatre. He bought the famous Metropole in Glasgow and, in his failed attempts to keep it open, lost his money, his belongings and his house, but not his spirit. In what many saw as an Indian summer career, he re-emerged as a serious actor with compelling performances in The Ship and The Big Picnic. In 1996, Jimmy's devotion to theatre was recognised when he was awarded the OBE at Buckingham Palace. That's because he never forgot his roots in comedy and variety. Even when he was diagnosed with cancer last autumn, he refused to make the news public until he'd finished his latest Lauder tribute at Pitlochry. He simply didn't want to disappoint his audience.
Nobody knew, and I stood on the side of the stage each night I had to go on, especially on the last night, and I thought, yeah, this is what I've spent my life doing and what I want to do, and if I want it to be good right to the last. I want to give a performance that I didn't want people to know I wasn't well. I want to give a performance so that the last memory is one that, oh yes, you know, great. That's what I felt.
And just last month, in his final public appearance, his fellow performers and his beloved audience paid him back handsomely in a sellout show at Glasgow's Pavilion Theatre, which raised £30,000 for Jimmy's cancer charity on the night. Among the family, friends and countless fans he leaves behind is his greatest supporter of all, his wife of 10 years, Angela.
Well, the funeral service is drawing to a close now. Shortly, the blessing will be sung by Fiona Kennedy, and then the coffin will be taken out there behind me, accompanied by the pipes and drums of the Strathclyde Pipe Band. The funeral cortege will then make its way through the city to the Lynn Crematorium for a private service, and it, of course, will go past the King's Theatre, a place very close to Jimmy Logan's heart. So for now, it's back to the studio.
Thanks very much, Shireen, there live at Glasgow Cathedral. And we have our very own tribute to Jimmy Logan running on the Scotland Today website. We have a look at his life and work, his personal thoughts on his illness, and how he was determined to help other cancer sufferers. So why don't you log on to Scotland Today at smg.plc.uk/Scotland Today. That's Scotland Today at smg.plc.uk. And we're also going to be screening a special tribute programme on this channel tomorrow night at 10:35.